Oh, just be quiet. Nikki, you come up here. I just had to see that 29 again. Hey, vacation has started. I'll be off for the next 10 days. I'm going to be, let me go through and post a link. So if anybody wants to come up and join me, they're more than welcome to. I'll pin it. What's going on, Ruby? Good to see you. If you like, you're welcome to come up. I thought I'd start off my vacation just right. Got me a Square County Homestead shot glass. Got me a little something to drink. Hey, I ain't going to imbibe too much, just a little bit. You know, although if somebody wants to come up, you know, I'll be glad to, you know, it's always better to drink for somebody else than just by you lonesome. But hey, it's vacation. Well, I don't, you know what's funny though? Other than what I'm on here, I really don't drink. So, who knows? Heading to bed. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, Ruby. I really do. Thank you for tuning in, and I suspect you must have hit the like button. I appreciate it. Cheers to you. Well, I don't know. Should I go ahead and take a drink? Maybe. Won't hurt. It's good stuff. Woo! I like that. Vacation has started. We do have that trip down to Jemison, Alabama planned. We'll be going to the Petals of the Past. That's me, Tammy, and Nikki. And we're going to have a good time. Hey, Ellsworth, good to see you. Nikki, come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. We're going to show you the lake. In case she's up. She may not be. But, oh, my watch is going off. Probably the wrong watch I'm hitting. There we go. Here's Nikki. She's gonna be going with us to Petals of the Past. We got us one of them rooms what's pet friendly, and so she's gonna be going with us. And we've already got them approved that down at the nursery, and we've already made our plans. I think she thinks Otis is getting some food that she ain't got access to or something. I don't know. It's all the same dog food. At one time, we was trying to buy, dog food for Otis, who's a little bit older, and for Nikki, who's, just getting out of her puppy stage. So, anyhow, I don't think I've had anything to eat this evening. Well, not since, I don't know, around noon. That right there, you can tell it a little bit. I mean, I'm a big old boy. Well, I say big old boy. I ain't that big. I ain't but like 5'8". But I'm, and I have dropped about 10 pounds, so I'm around 220 instead of 230. So, that's a lot of area for that to go through. So, anyhow, hey, I expect some people came in to play a game. So let's play a game. All right. Let me see here. Google. Where is the Google and where is the words on string? All right. On YouTube. I don't know why it ain't loading. There it is. Otis, be quiet, brother. All right. All right. I don't know if anybody else plays, but I'm going to try it. Hey, we can always change it. Can't we? Hang on. It may not be working. It says it's waiting for the host to start. Maybe I got to start it from the actual channel. Hey, Nets Vlog, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Let's see if that works. Apparently it ain't. I don't know what's going on today. Well, maybe I could just get out and try it again. After all, sometimes it just don't want to work right. That could be me being impatient. All right, let's try it again. Hey, Bud Files, good to see you. Oh, Nets, I am so sorry, darling. Let me add you as a moderator. I don't know if that's case sensitive or not. I doubt just a minute. No, it still says waiting for the host to start. I'm sorry. Looks like we may have some issues. The computer just recorrect. Maybe I ought to get my phone and try that. Let's see. I give it a shot. What do they call that reader? Oh, here it is. QR scanner. Maybe it'll work now. See, start the game with the player to get ready. I don't know. Well, wait a minute. Oh, be quiet, Otis. I tried to let you out a minute ago. You didn't want to go. And I still don't know if it's going to work. But we're going to try it. There we go. Let's see here. Hang on. Let me try this. Ooh, I hit. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Hey, Carnegie, good to see you, brother. Well, apparently it ain't going to work. See if it works for my phone. Apparently that worked, but I don't know what the problem is. It ain't wanting to do anything. Well, hey, we'll just have some fun some other way. Hey, Big Matt, good to see you. Just having a drink, or at least relax a little bit. Let me see how I stop sharing. I guess I'll stop sharing that way. All right. We just really, vacation has started today. Although if I keep drinking, this won't be a very long, especially without anybody here to talk to. It ain't gonna be a long live stream at all, I don't think. Maybe. Can't ever tell. I mean, I do have some friends that are live right now. I just, for whatever reason, we just have conflicting schedules. That's all. That's all right. And I don't know why it wouldn't start. Sorry about that. The link should be pinned up top if anybody wants to come up. Otherwise, we'll just sit and chill. And I will go over, something we can go over is stuff in the news. Just comment on it. Let's take a look. I guess there ain't no reason not to have the audio in it. Let's see. Texas, Florida schools excluded from LGBTQ friendly list. Who cares? I don't go to Texas or Florida. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, this is something I am kind of curious about. Mississippi say buy to the bank if you own a home in these zip codes. Well, I don't know what that means. I'm not sure I want to either. Who cares? Why everyone owes Gen X an apology. I don't. By the way, Lace test results back there, all good, and she's been seized. That is awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Carl. Hang on a second. I'm gonna let Otis out. Otherwise he's just gonna knock all my nerves. All right, come on. Go. Otis, go. Come on. Outside. Outside. Go. Nicole, you coming in, Nicole? Well, those two about to worry me to death. Oh, I poured me a drink, didn't I? Hey, Cole, good to see you. Like number 10. Glad to hear it. Come on up, Cole. Come. Hey, you can show your avatar. I'm down with that. Poured me a drink. Woo! There we go. I can't take a whole lot of those though. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Let's go take a look at it. See if we can't find a quiz. All right, test. Let's see if we can find something interesting. All right. All right, y'all gonna find this an interesting maybe. Let me share it. That's the wrong one. Wrong button. Here we go. I'll share the entire screen and just put myself down here on a little bitty thing. Psychopath spectrum quiz. Am I a psychopath? Why not? Start. Take the personality test. Answer 50 multiple choice questions to find out. All right. We're preparing the personality test. We're going to find out right here and answer this question once and for all. All right. Let's see. You prefer a step-by-step approach. Typically, I agree with that. You're a pretty moody person. That's a good question. I don't know. What do y'all think? Am I a moody person? I don't know. I don't. I would disagree probably. I'm not real moody. You're a confident, outgoing person most of the time. That's a good question too. I don't know. I'm outgoing pretty good bit. But there's times I like to sit back and just relax too. So I don't know how to answer that. Oh, confident, outgoing. I guess I am. I prefer working alone. Well, probably. You're able to stay on track after plans been disrupted suddenly. No, I can't. You tend to remain cool, calm, and collected when under pressure. I would agree with that. You're comfortable discussing unusual and controversial topics. Probably. I don't know. You enjoy a good argument or debate. Disagree. I don't typically like arguing. You always prepare a contingency plan in case things don't work out how they should. No. Let someone else take an opportunity you wanted if you believe you would they would benefit more than you. Hmm. I don't know. Um, I have let people take opportunities that I didn't, you know, uh, that I had, but I don't know. You know, let, I probably agree with that. Of course, that means you tend to focus more on the present movement instead of delving into the meaning of life. That's a good question. I think I don't know. I do focus more on the present really than delving. I mean, I do spend a lot of time in retroflexion, introflexion, whatever you want to call it. You're generally unfazed by what strangers. That's true. I agree with that. You prefer spontaneity over daily routine. Well, see, that's a good question because I don't know. I am pretty spontaneous, but I do kind of stick to a daily routine. In fact, I'm kind of, you know, I got certain times I do things, and um, I'll probably disagree, I guess. You base most of your decisions on logic instead of emotions. That's true. At least I think so. You like books, movies, or video games with a vague ending? No, not particularly. I could go either way on that. You find it easy to make new friends? I do. You finish your housework first before sitting down to relax? Disagree. First thing I do when I get up is relax. It's unusual for you to look back at your decisions, feel what you made a wrong choice. I would agree with that. You typically feel stressed or overwhelmed when you're busy. Disagree. You prefer to work behind the scenes and assist others in achieving their goals. You know, I know which way it's trying to push you on that one because, hey, Jack, how you doing? Good to see you. Come on up. Be nice to talk to somebody. Work behind the scenes, assist others in achieving their goals. I do a lot. Um, yeah, sure, why not? All right. But see, psychopaths tend to be very narcissistic. You like to keep your opinions open for as long as possible. I would agree with that, maybe. Although that's that may be a little simpler said than done. You prefer that others face their decisions on rationality or logic instead of feelings. I would agree with that. You enjoy going to art galleries or museums? I guess I do, but I ain't really been to one or two. Otis is barking again. Nick probably annoying the shit out of him and he wants to get away, but maybe not. He's out here by himself. Oh. Hey, but I guess when I do go, you know, well, I don't typically. Hey, I can't remember last time. Hey, Gulf Coast Granny, good to see you. Happy vacation day to me. And thank you for saying so. Um, all right, cool, Jack. Um, but I don't. It's not like I make it a point to go to him. So I'm gonna have to maybe disagree. When work has been stressful, you unwind by socializing after work. No, maybe. After all, this is socializing, ain't it? And it is after work. And see, you're relatively uninterested in leadership roles. Well, I am. I'm a lieutenant, but I don't really care. I have been middle management most of my life, so we'll just go with. I don't know. What do y'all think? Um, Uninterested in leadership roles. I'm probably going to say disagree. Yeah, I do YouTube after work. That's being social. But I don't know if I'm uninterested in leadership roles. But I am a middle manager. I don't know. That could go either way. You find it easy to talk to anyone. I agree with that. Although, typically, others, hey, cheers to you, cheers to me. Look out, gullet, here it comes, something like that. Woo, there we go. Your time is often organized with a diary or a timetable. No, no diary, no journal, no nothing like that. But I do have a timetable in my head of typically. I'm gonna say you agree, I guess, because I'm pretty stern in my. I'm a little OCD-ish. You find it easy to read another person's emotions instantly. It's a good question. Well, since I'm trying to focus, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to answer some of these to see if it pushed me towards being a social psychopath. You know, I don't know about the instant. I'll just say disagree. You feel confident about the future. Well, I feel confident that I'm gonna die at some point in the future, and everybody gonna die in the future. So, you prefer to blend in with the crowd. You don't stand out too much. Well, that's what I did at the academy, even though that's going to push me away from being a psychopath. You have a wide range of interests that you enjoy learning about frequently. That's not really true. I do have a wide range of interests or things that I've studied on, but it's usually one thing at a time. So I don't know. I'm going to say no. You try your best to understand where other people come from. I do agree with that. You're someone who finds meaning in little things in life. Probably not. No. You're the life of the party and always bringing your friends together. Social events. No. Maybe. You become impatient when other people don't work efficiently. That is true. It feels like you lack control over your feelings. Maybe sometimes. I guess we'll put agree. If someone praises you, you become nervous about disappointing them in the future. No, I don't. When you're at a party, you prefer to talk with people you already know. It kind of depends. Is there a pretty girl there? But I do prefer to spend my time. I like people that I like meeting new folks. I don't know. It depends on if you find somebody interesting. What do you want, Otis? Come here and I'll put you up here and you can hang out with me. Come on. Otis, come. Come here, boy. Come on. There we go. All right, you hang out there. It's all a guess on this thing anyhow. So talk with people you already know. Maybe not. I mean, I love to talk with people I know, but I like meeting new folks. You're someone who tends to leave things until the last minute. That is very true. You live with many regrets. Disagree. You see yourself as an artistic or creative person. I would agree with that. You like team building exercises such as sports or group activities. Yeah, probably. You feel motivated and energized when you have a deadline to work towards. Well, that's a good question. See, I get motivated. I'm not sure if I'm motivated or I like to know when something is a deadline so that I can get it done right before. So maybe, yep. All right, we'll go with yeah on that. Oh, let me mute this. I'm getting a little bit of feedback myself. You quickly see things from other people's perspectives, even if their lives differ completely from yours. I don't know. I try to. I don't know if I quickly do it or not. I usually try to take my time and look at it a little bit. So I'm going to disagree. Besides, I think that'll kind of push me towards being a psychopath. Let's see. Well, for me, Charlotte, I like a deadline because I know, for example, when I was in college, I never wrote a paper before the night. I never started a paper really until the night before it was due. didn't see the point of wasting all that time. But anyhow, you find theories boring and instead prefer the practical side of things. Well, I would disagree with that. I like theories and that type of thing. You like to be in the company of others rather than being alone. I like both. There are times when I hey Jack,
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you think? Being in the company of others or being alone?
I'd rather be alone.
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes it's nice to have your own personal space.
I'm a introvert.
Well, I don't know that I'm an introvert. I'm probably pretty extroverted, or at least used to be. But then again, that comes from really not, being too concerned about what people's opinion of me was. As long as I thought I was doing the right thing, always seemed to be, didn't matter. But I do like hanging out with folks. So I guess I gotta agree. On one hand, you find it difficult to apply your effort consistently to work. But on the other hand, you have random spurts of energy where you get a lot done at once. That is true, I think.
Yep, sounds like.
Go ahead. Sounds like you too.
It sounds like me.
Me too. You experience option paralysis. In other words, you find it challenging to move forward because you can't make a decision. That's a good question.
Yep.
See, this test might give me an indication of whether or not I have trouble with making options because there's a yes or a no. But I feel like I'm going through them pretty quick. So move forward. Well, I'm going to disagree with that. You frequently think of the underlying meaning of books, movies, arts, or I would disagree with that. You prefer a bigger, more exciting atmosphere like a concert over a quiet, peaceful one.
Not me.
You prefer a quiet, peaceful one?
Yep.
I think I probably agree with with that, but I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to submit my answers. Oh, it ain't gonna tell me. I ain't doing that. It should have told me up front.
You have to pay for that?
Do what now?
Do you have to pay for it?
I don't know if you do or not. I just saw something, thought I'd try it. It was the first thing that, popped up for psychopathy spectrum quiz. Am I a psychopath? I've been watching. Hey, I'm really close on this, though, I think. But let's look at the symptoms of being a psychopath. Dadgummit. Symptoms of being a psychopath. I think it depends on, let's see, symptoms and signs. All right. An uncaring temperament. I don't know if I could say I don't care. Sometimes I don't care,
I know some people like that in my family.
No, they haven't, Charlotte. In fact, that's far from, I've never been accused of being a psychopath. The truth is, I am very empathetic towards a lot of people. but still, there's days when I ask people, how you doing? Well, I just, that's not, I'm asking it out of being, what did you do, Otis? Otis dead. Hang on a minute. He's moving stuff around and done tossed my box on the floor. And, so now I got to pick it up. I got all this stuff in here. I'm planning on taking with me to the. Well, I guess I'm planning on taking it with me to the Petals of the Past, and well, I don't know, Charlotte. I don't know that anybody I don't know if anybody's ever asked if they're a psychopath. Have you ever asked anybody if they were a psychopath, Jack?
Nope.
It's not a real common question. The fact is, you probably wouldn't even think about it.
Yours, I call my mom a narcissist.
Well, narcissism is one of the things that you can kind of tell about a lot of psychopaths are narcissistic. They can't think of anything. It's my understanding that a psychopath has trouble thinking of anything other than from their perspective. Although they do study other people to see, what an emotional response should look like. So, but this is an uncaring temperament, behave in a way that causes others physical, social, emotional, or financial harm. I don't do that. So I can't say yes to that one. Boldness and social dominance. Children and adults with psychopathy have unusual, fearless, bold, and dominant personalities. For example, they may take physical, social, financial, and legal risks. Yeah, I do stuff like that. Engage in thrill-seeking behaviors. I don't know if I do that. Maybe some. Not show. That may be why I love my motorcycle. Not show or feel fear in situations that would scare most people. Now, I don't really have much in the way of fear, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
There's been very, very few situations in this world that I've actually felt fear. Not learned to avoid behaviors that resulted in harm or punishment. I'm not sure on that one. Appear very confident or arrogant. Devil Dog's always saying that all I talk about is me. So maybe I am arrogant. I do feel like I'm pretty confident. All right. Let's look at the next one. Disinhibited behavior. Disinhibited behavior refers to behavior that is impulsive, spontaneous, or unplanned. For example, a disinhibited person may get bored or impatient more easily than other people of the same age. I do get very bored. It's one of the reasons why I have a tendency to be stuck on, always looking for the next thing to learn. Once I get finished with an OCD thing. By the way, I got a shot here. I'm going to take a shot. I poured it a while back. I ain't had nothing to eat.
This is my first beer in 2 minutes.
Cheers. Good stuff. Wow, good stuff.
What is it?
Oh, this right now is Jack Daniels, Cinnamon Spice Tennessee Fire.
Is that like a Fireball?
Do what now?
Is that like Fireball?
Oh, I've got Fireball right behind it. Once I run out of the JD, I've got Fireball. And that ain't been opened yet. But I've got tons of different types of liquor.
My first beer in 2 days.
I've got honey, Jack Daniels honey. Looks like I got some Seagram 7. I do have some what is that? Jamaican rum. It came from Jamaica.
Is it Appleton brand?
You what now? It's Appleton, yeah.
Yep, that's their main thing there.
Is it?
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. I won a couple liters from winning drinking competitions.
Oh, cool. I got, believe it or not, I got some Evan Williams. I got some Jim Beam vanilla. That could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got a couple things of Jim Beam. Jim Beam orange. And some more. I've got some moonshine down there somewhere. Well, I got it because somebody was, talking about it but I forgot it when we went down there. You're toasting with your sweet tea. Sounds like a wonderful thing, Charlotte. Charlotte, you ought to come up. You can put your avatar up if you don't want to, show your picture just yet at the moment. Act without thinking of the consequences. Well, sometimes that's true. Fail to keep promises or commitments. Well, no, I can't agree with that one because most of the time, if I make a promise or commitment, I'm going to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
And often miss work or school. Nope, that ain't me. Well, it was worth a shot.
Speaking of shots.
Hey, not a bad idea. Let's have another shot. Granny, it looks like there ain't but 3 people in here, and it looks like it may be us 3.
Might just be us 3. Hey, Jack, how are you?
Pretty good, and you?
Couldn't be better, but I'm a little aggravated because I'm doing my bills and I don't like spending money. Ain't that always the worst day is bill day?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have to go buy new glasses today
Oh, my.
because one of the lenses is broken.
Hey,
Oh, no. Yeah.
oh, goodness.
How long is it going to take before they get them into you?
I'm assuming a week, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
I just have to go to the mall.
Alexander, it ain't that you don't count. The thing says we have 3 people on here, and we got. I know me, Jack, and Charlotte. Of course you count, Alexander. It just didn't. It wasn't. Nobody was saying anything. In fact, right now it just shows 2. Well, I guess I've pissed off enough people today.
What'd you do that for?
Well, it wasn't intentional. I never intend to piss anybody off. It just, sometimes I don't watch my mouth, I guess.
Yeah, well.
I
have a tendency to do that occasionally myself. In fact, I did it with my daughter this afternoon.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's all right. She didn't do something she was supposed to do. She's 18 now, and she thinks that she can just come and go as she pleases. And and I put the Life 360 on her phone because the last time she went and did what she pleased, she never answered her phone or answered my texts. So we went to where she was and told her to drive her little classy fanny home. If you can't tell us where you are, then you can't stay there. Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, today and I didn't even mind that she did this, but after class this morning, she went with some friends of hers to the mall in between classes.
Yeah.
And when she told me about it, I said, well, it would have been nice to have a text telling me where you were going. I said, haven't we had this discussion now for the last 4 years of your life? And she got a little bit of attitude. And I said, well, here's the deal. When you are able to get your own place and make your own rules, you're welcome to do that. But until such point, you're going to follow this rule, my rules, because I'm the mother and you live in my house.
Right. Right.
So she didn't like that very much.
Well,
I do what I want.
But sometimes you just got to lay the law down.
yeah, sometimes you do. It's just like, hey, I'll tell you about work. Lately I've been getting quite a bit of these folks. I mean, it's my job to try and I've got to balance between those under me and those over me.
Right.
I try to make sure that I try to take it easy on those folks under me, just because of the fact that when I first started up there was a very overbearing individual that was my boss.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so I've kind of taken it very easy on, my sisters moved back home, 9 sisters, 8 brothers. Wow, in-law, and there are 12 kids. It's been a wake-up call for them, because some of them would be on the street right now if they hadn't moved back home. I get that. But see, here's the thing though. My kindness, I look at it as kindness. Maybe it's not, maybe it's laziness. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I've always considered it kindness, just to, if people have, the way I've tried to look at it is their time is their time.
Mm-hmm.
Their free time is their time. If if we're not involved in a call, if we're not busy, what have you.
Right.
I mean, we work a lot of hours.
Yeah, you do.
And, a lot of the officers do, and so I try to take that into consideration.
Right.
But then you start getting officers that feel entitled. They don't have to do this because so-and-so ain't doing that. And so I've had to start
cracking down a little bit,
or doing a little bit more micromanaging. I'm not into that. It's never been my style.
Right.
But, just to make sure that, hey, people understand, you're supposed to do what you're ordered to do, the command that was given.
Right.
Anyhow, Xander said, my mother put down the rules and put me in charge of some stuff because I know how to coupon and stretch $200 for 33 people in the house. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. Goodness.
Then going through the store and just grabbing stuff probably. Yeah, that don't fly no more. I understand. Hey, DJ, good to see you, brother.
Hey, DJ.
I still got this shot I got to take. But, my wife, when I go to bed, she says, you're inebriated. That's probably what she's going to say. I ain't had nothing to eat, and I'm drinking on an empty stomach.
You ought to get you something to eat.
Oh, I don't want to eat.
You're going to be sick as a dog.
I'm okay with that. And the fact is, I've been doing low carb stuff, and I'm down about 10 pounds right now, Charlotte. And
good for you.
I probably got another 50 pounds I need to drop. So anyhow, cheers to y'all. Hey, but this is vacation. So
that's right. It is vacation.
I may go through and who knows what I'll eat tomorrow. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers back at you.
Ow! I don't know how many that is. Probably 4 or 5, maybe 6. I don't know. But I'm just about to finish off this bottle. Of course, there wasn't much in it to begin with, so that ain't no big deal.
Right.
No.
So I guess you're getting some pushback at work, huh?
Oh no, I mean work's fine.
Oh, good.
At least for if you're talking about for management, management kind of likes the fact that I'm going, more. I don't know if you want to call it hardcore,
Right.
but I'm being more, I guess, a little bit more strict. Alexander says, look at the foods you eat and see what has soy in it. I've lost 40 pounds just getting rid of that. Had soy in it. Learned how to make it without soy. Cool.
Huh.
Charlotte, DJ says, Charlotte, are you having a hard time sleeping tonight?
I always have a hard time sleeping, DJ. You know that.
Hey, KK's Travel and Education Vlogs. I'll say it out loud properly in a minute. Good to see you, KK.
I did. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You always have trouble sleeping, though, don't you, Charlotte?
I do.
Oh, I've noticed that.
And this is the time of year it gets pretty bad. So I'm just.
Why is that? Why do you think that is, Charlotte?
I don't know. It's always been that way. Always. Well, no, that's not true. Let me tell you when I was a young person working all the time, a lot of my jobs were night shift jobs. And I just got into the habit of being awake at night, all night. And I don't know if that's what started it, but and I don't really have anywhere to be. I stay at home with the kids. I'm just a housewife. I do most of my.
Don't say just a housewife, because you know what? Housewives are extremely important. They put in more hours, more work that's not paid than anybody.
That's true.
They're underappreciated, undervalued, and they are some of the most, influential people on the lives of the people that are growing up.
Yeah, well, and that's when I've made my job all these years, is just raising my kids, and trying to do the best for them. But like I said, I don't have anywhere to be. I don't go anywhere. I can't drive. I'm stuck in this house all the time. So it really don't even matter when I sleep, as long as I get my stuff done. Usually I'm cleaning house all night, and I'll cook dinner for the next day. Just do what I have to do while I'm awake. And of course, being sick didn't help matters any.
Right. Well, by the way, Alexander, I don't know if I'd say that maybe if you put the value on what they do, because it's more than just cooking and cleaning, that type of thing. They actually are shaping the minds of the young people typically. Of course, a lot of that these days is also for those individuals that are going to school is shaped by a lot of folks that we got no business sending our kids to.
That's true. And I'll tell you something, it's been a battle all of these decades to keep a lot of that, to counterbalance a lot of that information that comes into my house from the schools. Yeah.
And I'm just thankful at this point that I'm closer to death, grave, than I am birth, the cradle. So I'm not
sure I quite feel that way about it, Gary, but I see what you're saying there.
Well, I just mean that, I won't have to put up with a lot of the foolishness or the silliness
that the younger generations are going to have to deal with. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ellsworth Carl says he has trouble sleeping, worried about the girls, taking seizures.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't usually go to bed till 5 a.m. Hey, I understand. And, I don't understand. I wish I could say I understand, but the truth is, I hadn't been in your situation. That's one of those things you have to walk a mile in somebody's shoes to understand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was a company that went through each job wives do, teaching the nurse, the chauffeur. However, it is spelled anyhow, made a list of all the jobs they should be paid for. Okay, well, I guess I hadn't realized that. Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, you be careful there.
Oh, whoa! Good stuff. I'm just about finished with this bottle, so I got maybe half a shot or a quarter. I probably ain't even got that. Just a sip.
Well, you might as well just drink it.
Yeah. And I may just go ahead and crack the top on this Fireball. Hey, this is good though.
I won't be drinking Fireball again. Last time I did that, I got way too stupid, and I'm just not doing it. I was sick. It was terrible.
Well, I probably ought to quit drinking. I've still got this whole bottle of Fireball.
That's part of my problem is I'm not a drinker, and I went a little overboard, and I was a lightweight. So
yeah. 1 liter of Fireball.
Goodness, that's a lot.
Well, I don't know if it's a lot. But it's more than a little pint. So, oh, you're good. Hey, I just I don't drink a lot. I really don't. It's unusual to see me drink, although most of the time when I drink, it seems like I'm here on YouTube. I don't know why, other than I think maybe other people may be entertained by watching me drink. Woo!
Okay.
There wasn't enough in that one for me to
40.
go nuts over.
Okay.
That was just a little bitty shot.
Minus 20.
And I'm needing some tobacco, so it's probably time for me to I don't know.
That's not
Hey, Fireball's okay. I like Fireball. Honestly, well, I hadn't done much drinking since I was a teenager. Really, well, probably teenager. Of course, when I was a teenager, it's legal to drink once you hit 18.
Right.
So, this new stuff having to be 21, that came along after I turned 21.
Right.
So, Jack, how you doing, brother?
40.
He may have stepped away. I don't know.
Yeah. Looks like it.
How's everything going down there on the Gulf Coast, Charlotte?
It's going great. It's getting busy because everybody's back at school, and we got our first football game tomorrow.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but it's kind of bittersweet because Violet won't be there, but my son will. It's his first year playing in the band, and I don't know. It's a different. He's playing a different instrument and everything, so it's going to be an adjustment. But you know what I love to do? I love to get in them stands and support the band, no matter what they're playing. Yeah. And other than that, Poppy got sick with the plague.
Oh goodness!
And he was home for 2 days, but he decided to go back to work today.
So he was only home for 2 days?
2 days. And let me tell you what that crazy fool did. I love him for it, but I called him up. I said, "What are you doing?" He ended up working till almost 8 o'clock tonight. From 7 this morning till 8 o'clock tonight. And I'm like, he gets off at 4. And yeah. I'm like, why are you trying to stay late to work? Why are you doing this? Well, I want to make up the hours that we missed. I said, you don't have to do that.
Right.
But he thinks he does.
Well,
he gets paid time off. There's no
Yeah,
reason to do it.
Hey, I get it. I don't know there ain't much a point in saving it, you know.
Well, the reason he's trying to save it is because he knows that I want to go to Georgia to visit my parents at Christmas time, the week after Christmas. But I told him, I said, I don't need a whole bunch of days. I need 3 or 4 days. He knows I can't stand to be away from home any longer than that.
Yeah.
It's not, so if he needs to take a sick day and just be sick, then by goodness, he ought to do that.
Yeah.
Of course, he did take about 2 months off earlier this year for some surgery.
There's a couple people at work right now that have the covfefe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I'm happy to say that I survived the world's deadliest illness.
Well, I don't think it's quite the world's deadliest illness, although it's probably the world's most publicized illness.
Well, 3 years ago, we all thought we were going to die. So I keep making fun of it.
Hey, I don't blame you.
My mom had it like 2 or 3 times.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Jack?
My mom had it like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, wow.
Well, the fact is that people have passed away from it, and my heart does go out.
They have, right.
But
right.
I've had it a couple times myself. And, the most frustrating thing to me is I couldn't taste my Reese's my Reese's Klondike bars.
Oh, that'd be frustrating.
It was. It was.
I've had it twice, and I'll tell you that the second time was a lot easier than the first time.
For me, it was just the exact opposite.
Really?
Yeah. The first time I barely had any symptoms except for, slight symptoms that could be explained just from, a little bit of overworking yourself a day or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they didn't last too long.
Mm-hmm.
But my loss of smell and taste, that lasted a couple weeks. I don't know, maybe a month. But we had just bought a whole sleeve or a whole thing of those Klondike bars that were Reese's flavored, and that's right. It didn't stop me from eating them.
Well,
I was trying, I do my best to taste them.
That's funny, Big Matt.
It's use your imagination.
Right.
That's all you got at that point.
Well,
I haven't had much of an appetite this time around, but the first time, what was the worst was the fatigue and the body aches.
yeah.
I hurt everywhere the first time, and I didn't have the energy to get up out of the bed most of the time. But now this time around, it wasn't like that. I had a fever for a couple of days. I was congested. I lost my voice for about 3 days. And then on the 4th day, I woke up and I was like, wow, I feel 1,000% better. And now my voice is still a little bit scratchy, but I feel fine.
Well, the first time I had very, very slight symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
The only symptom that, like I said, that bothered me the first time was the loss of taste and smell.
Yeah.
But, everything else, I had, a little bit of aching, I guess, in my knee or knees maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't but for a day or two,
Yeah.
Every symptom I had wasn't real severe.
Right.
But it was a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if I hadn't taken the test, I wouldn't have known I had it.
Okay.
And then the second time, I was a little bit more under the weather, had a little bit more time breathing.
Mm-hmm.
It was more severe. That's all.
Right.
But the fact is, at work, they kind of, I don't know if the second time I had to take personal time or not. The first time I know they paid for me to stay home.
Right. Right.
It didn't. I didn't care.
You got
whether
it in the beginning too, didn't you?
I think I had it in 2020,
I think you did too, if I remember correctly.
but fact is, I just for my consideration, it just there were people that lost their lives to it, and but for my personal, I realize it's anecdotal, but
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
pain was horrible. I'm sorry to hear that, Carl.
When I had it,
Um,
I was sitting in the hospital in the middle of the night because I was admitted, and I'm sitting there trying to eat some crackers, sitting up in bed, and I get a phone call on my cell phone, and it's my friend's son. He told me his dad died. I'm like, really?
oh no.
hmm.
And the year before that, another friend died. I'm like, oh, this is acting up here. This is not good.
Terrible.
That is terrible. But it's amazing. Fast forward 2 years from 2020, March 2020, and it's like they're not even administering tests anymore.
No.
At least not at work. They used to administer them, once a week. My wife take care of my 4 girls, all special needs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad that y'all are okay, Carl. I really am. Lost over 300 people I knew. Wow.
Wow.
6 of them because of the sea itself. The rest health issues
Couldn't
because
get
they
to the
couldn't go to the hospital or the DR or to the doctor. Wow, that's a lot of folks.
And you're in Italy, is that right, Dark Lord? I heard they had a hard time with it over there in Italy.
It's it hits different people in different ways.
Yeah.
And I admit that I was very concerned. I was very concerned over my parents because both my parents,
Yes.
my daddy is 81 now and mama is over 80 now.
Mm-hmm.
And, the older you are, the more of a health risk it is.
That's right. My dad got it. He was 70 something when he got it. And I was worried about them because they were all the way in Georgia. Oh, you were in Italy. You're in Nevada now. Okay. 25 years now since 1970.
That's, it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things but I still, to this day, from day one, I felt like people should take personal responsibility for their own safety.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
People try to legislate it, and you had people, when you start involving the government, you start trying to tell other people how to live their lives. And I disagree with that.
I think most of us do, Gary. Most people in America, we believe that, our autonomy and our freedom to live our life the way we want to is paramount. Look at me using one of your $5 words.
Yeah, I like that.
$5.50.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, Xander, my faith in the government has been totally eroded.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I used to think, trust that the government had our best interests at heart, but all I've seen, hey, I guess I'm still an idealist, and that I believe here in the United States we should have the right to pursue happiness. but that more and more seems to be being curtailed
Mm-hmm.
by people trying to tell us how to live our lives, and people trying to think that they know better than us what we're doing or how
Right.
we should feel.
Right.
And I'm all for people living their lives according to how they believe they can receive the most happiness from. But when you become restricted from that, it's just not a good thing.
Mm-mm. Jack, do you have a headache?
No, I fell asleep with my eye open on the pillow last night.
Oh my.
Let's see.
I could barely
When you
open it.
lie that taking vitamins won't help fight a common cold or the C, you should be taken out in the street and blued. I'm just because you're killing people because of that lie. Okay. Let's see. When you're they're greedy people, the heads between their legs. When the sun doesn't shine, and don't care about nobody but their own pocket. I agree.
Yeah.
With you, Alexander. And sorry, sore
And you know something?
understand.
I dread the next year. I dread it because all we're going to hear all over social media, all over the TVs, we're going to get phone calls about all this political BS. And I'll be honest with you, I don't care nothing about it.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, I got a little bit into politics, I guess, in 2020.
Yeah.
Just because it seemed like everybody and their mom was into it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it seemed like things under the administration had gone well. Gas prices were down.
Yeah.
Just things seemed well. Employment, unemployment, all these different things were going well.
Mm-hmm.
And we seem to get.
Doesn't control that.
Do I now?
The president doesn't control any of that.
I can't hear you, Jack.
The
Sorry.
president doesn't control gas prices or any other.
I understand that, but
OPEC controls gas prices, period.
yeah, I understand he doesn't control gas prices, but from a couple of things that I do know for a fact, and I'm not trying to get into a political discussion because I hate those.
Yeah.
But but I do know that under that administration, 40% of the independent owned companies were owned by minorities,
Mm-hmm.
which is to me a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was up 15%, up from 15% in the previous administration.
Mm-hmm.
Unemployment was low,
Yeah.
prices were good. There was just a lot of good things. I will admit in 2016 or whatever it was, I didn't vote for either one of them because I thought they were both deplorable. To this day, I can't say that I feel like, that the president was a good person, but I felt like things were well under his administration. I do know he cut a lot of the red tape towards opening businesses.
Mm-hmm.
There were still, I didn't care for the person, but I felt things went well under him.
Right.
And I can't say that I felt real good about, all right, Jay, I'm going to have to see, since I don't know who Jay is, I'm going to have to see your face and you're going to have to wave to let me know that you're
a human.
Right. A human.
And not being ugly.
Right. But I guess my point is, it was a happy time for me.
Right. Well, I think that everybody, when COVID hit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that on your channel.
Oh, that's okay.
when that happened, you remember when they were sending out all those stimulus checks? I told my dad, I said, this don't make any sense. I said, we're going to end up paying for that. All of us are going to end up paying all of that back and then some. And here we are 3-4 years later, and we're paying it back with inflation, with prices doubling, tripling. Cars are unaffordable. Me and Wesley were going to buy a house, and
Well, we're just trying to keep it related, G-rated. Sorry, Jay. That just ain't, the way we roll around here. We just try to keep it, I don't mind a little bit, but I think that was a little bit too much. And so I tried to cut a little bit of slack, but, I appreciate the vantage point and I appreciate the viewpoint, but we try to keep it family friendly around here. 33 people in the house. We don't need more drama. Amen, Alexander. Anyhow, I tried to run the show or tried to run the game tonight. It didn't want to hook up. That's okay. Ain't no big deal.
no big deal.
My vacation has started. I've started on well, I don't know. I've loosened up a little bit, and I do that from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna try to just keep things happy-go-lucky. Thank you, Alexander. I'm going to be going to Jemison, Alabama, on I think it's September the 9th, and we will be meeting with a lot of folks that including Peaceful Des. We're going to see Ann Dale Homestead, a good friend, online. She's a lovely lady, wonderful lady. And we're going to go see Bobby and Sherry over at Tropical Homestead. Dropping a video for Shindig collab on the 18th. I'll be looking forward. Give me a reminder though, because I'm scatterbrained as all get out, and I can't often remember what happened recently. I'm good to remember my conversation and my next point that I thought about. For some reason I have trouble remembering them. I get distracted on things and it just happens. Let's see, wish YouTube would allow non-mods to get channel links on their pages and click on them. Oh, well, hang on a second, Mark. I just want to check to see make sure you got a channel. Well, Mark, I'm sorry. I'll subscribe to you, but typically I don't do a lot of let me go ahead, and if somebody wants to drop a band or drop their link, there's a lot of things in my channel. You can actually drop, and it'll drop your link. That way, it's back to good here. Better late than never. Good to see you. I know you won over there on the live stream, Maoki Homestead. Marie's live. She had a lot giveaway she was doing for her 2nd anniversary, and she's giving away a lot of stuff. But I was in there for a while when I could be. They've been cracking down a little bit at work lately, and so I hadn't been able to. Or I'm not able to go through and watch you. They're cracking down on the internet, and so I'm having to. Even though sometimes it's really slow, they don't want me on the internet, so I'm having to cut back a little bit, and that's okay. I've been cutting back anyhow. Yeah, you can, you can just drop a 29 and then it will drop your link, just like Jack Hobson did. Isn't that right, Jack?
Yes, sir.
So I don't know what Back to Good won. I couldn't pay as much attention to the thing as I wanted to. But anyhow.
Gary, I'm gonna have to get off of here and try to get some sleep.
All right.
But I appreciate you having me up. Jack, you have a good evening. And
All right, you
I'll
too.
talk to y'all soon, okay?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. We probably ought to shut it down anyhow. The fact is, I'm very appreciative of everybody that came in. In fact, let me recognize the folks that have commented recently. And that would be Back to Good, Alexander, Dark Lord Manette, Jack Hobson, Mark Skelton. Thank y'all for coming in. It is appreciated. And we'll be around if you want to come in and say hello. And for that matter, if anybody wants to come through and spend some time in the after party, you click on the link. We'll bring you back in. Thank y'all. We go in 3, 2, 1.